Welcome back everyone, another top 5 reasons video, and I started making top 5 reasons to buy the Samsung Galaxy S10e in 2020, but I ended up making like 7 or 8 reasons as to why to pick it up because this phone is seriously one of my favorite phones ever, and I think it's definitely one of the best budget phones Samsung has ever released in a while, and of course their A series is really good, but there was something about the Galaxy S10e that really blew everyone away, and rightfully so. This was a tremendous device. Now the very first reason why this phone is still holding up very well even in 2020 and why I would recommend it to people is the build quality. This phone does not feel like a cheap phone at all. It felt very premium when it came out, and even over a year later it still holds up very, very well. And here's the best thing I can say about it. With the Galaxy A series, I own the A51. I think I've owned all of the A20s, the A30s, all those ones. Those phones were really good, but they just seemed kind of light in my opinion. They didn't feel too heavy. With the S10e, it has a good heft to it. It feels very good. It feels just like a Galaxy S20 in my opinion, and it feels very, very good. You still have the wireless charging and the reverse wireless charging, which is really, really cool on a device like this. So the build quality is still super awesome. Now, going along with the build quality, the screen and the size is awesome as well. Now, I kind of hit on the size earlier, but the screen, that 1080p OLED display is very, very good. And of course, it's not like a 1440p panel or anything like that, but 1080p is still a very good display size for a phone like this because it's not like a huge display. It's a pretty small display. It's not small, but compared to all the other phones we have in the market, it's smaller. And the screen size, the screen, everything is very good in my opinion. And with that hole punch display, there's very little bezel on the phone too, which is really cool. So for sure, the screen is definitely one of the better things about it. And recently when I bought the OnePlus 8 and I compared it against the Galaxy S20s and the OnePlus 8s, all those phones, the speed and performance is still pretty good on this phone. Of course, it's not as great as, the newer phones that we have, but still, it's actually pretty impressive for the price of this phone and everything, the age of this phone. The performance is still pretty good. It really hasn't slowed down too much, which is what I'm really happy about. You're still getting another software version on top of this, which is really cool. But One UI 2, even though it wasn't a big update, that gesture-based design in and of itself has really, just breathed new life into this phone. It makes it feel so much smoother and so much more newer than having to click the navbar buttons all the time. So even though that doesn't have anything to do with the speed and performance, it still kind of goes in with the whole entire smoothness factor of the whole entire device. And definitely at the end of the day, the performance of this phone is still very good in my opinion. Now the pricing structure of this phone too, you can pick up one of these things for less than $350 on Amazon, which is a very, very good price to pay for this type of phone. You're still getting software updates, you're still getting that speed and performance, which is really good. And definitely at the end of the day, it's one of its biggest highlights is the price, not only in the brand new market, which has also gone down, but in the used and certified refurbished market as well. And I'll go ahead and leave one of these linked down below so you can actually pick one up from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now the dual camera setup on the back, when it first came out, I didn't know how to feel about it. I was like, alright, yeah, okay, it's a dual camera setup. I was more so focused on the S10 and the S10 Plus at the time, but even this dual camera setup is a very, very good camera setup on this phone. You can take all sorts of awesome photos on it. And recently I compared it to my iPhone SE 2020, and I think I compared it to my iPhone 11 as well. And even against those cameras, man, the S10e still held up very well. You still have the capability of doing 4K at 60. The camera sensors are very, very good. And, whether you're taking, quick photos of your family or you're trying to take, pretty good professional photos, I don't know how to describe it, then you're still going to be getting a very, very good type of camera quality from this specific device, which is really cool. Now, a couple of things I wanted to end off with, it still has the micro SD card slot, which is extremely awesome. So you can go expand that storage on this device, which is really cool. Not a lot of phones have that capability anymore, but the Samsung Galaxy S10e still has that capability, which is amazing in my opinion. You still have IP certification on this phone too. So you can get some water on it and still be perfectly fine. You're not going to freak out too much about it. And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I'll re-mention it again. The wireless charging, the reverse wireless charging, is one of those features that not a lot of phones have, even brand new coming out right now. But this phone still has that feature, which is really, really cool. So in my opinion, for sure, at the end of the day, the Samsung Galaxy S10e is one of my favorite budget priced phones, and it's even just one of my favorite priced phones in my opinion. It's a very good size, very good build quality, just everything going around is really, really good. So if you guys want to pick one up, like I stated, links are down in the description. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys would check it out. More importantly than everything, also love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.